Welcome everybody to unboxed TV, part one of a two-part Easter special. This dropping on Good Friday 2026 and part two landing on Easter Sunday. In part two, we are going to be out and about. We're going to be in workshops. That's really good. Really excited to bring that to you. In part one here today, we're going to do a couple of things, discuss a couple of points that I'd like to bring up, look at the side you don't see when it comes to footing a bill like this, and lastly, but certainly not least, showing you some goodies, some parts, because let's be honest, that's all what we're here for. So let's get stuck in. I just want to start by covering a couple of bases from previous videos. The first one really kind of is in light of comments because, you know, let's be serious. This whole shebang from start to finish has been absolutely crap. Hated it with a passion. Hated it. Can't wait for it to be in the rearview mirror. You know, you're being very vulnerable with the internet, as if this situation wasn't big enough for me. And I know there's a lot going on in the world right now, but, you know, in my little world, this is a big deal. Big financial ramifications. Obviously, not gone down too well in Shay Sibs either. Don't mind telling you that. But this is very different for me and the channel. I usually just kind of review cars, but you're being incredibly vulnerable with a big part of your life. And that has just not been remotely enjoyable at all. It's drawn a lot of comment and obviously a lot of negativity. A lot of people don't understand why I'm rebuilding the car. To be honest, if you don't understand it, you never really will. The only thing I would say is, you know, I just view that as a green box of happiness. And if your pet, cat or dog needed a life-saving operation, it's going to cost 10 grand, you wouldn't think, oh, well, you know, a better investment would be, you know, digging the drive up or putting a new garden in. You just do it. You just do it, don't you? That's kind of where I'm at with that car. That's the connection I have with that car. It's like it is a part of the family. So therefore, it doesn't make any financial sense to rebuild, as I've said previously. But am I going to do it? Yes. Am I mad? Yes. But am I still going to do it? Yes. So all of the conjecture otherwise, it's kind of just noise really, but yeah, it's not been enjoyable. So yeah, look, win, lose or draw, thanks for the comments, thanks for the forum threads and whatnot. I'm really chuffed everybody cares probably more than me. So that's great. The second point I want to raise is quite a crucial one, okay? It's to clear up something from my costs video, because they talk about storm in a teacup, but that seems to have caused a bit of debate. So in case one has not been able to read that spreadsheet clearly, I do just want to make clear, you know, on the spreadsheet, I said fairly clearly, in my opinion, there were two routes to go down, one of which involved buying a short block from Porsche. The other one involved having the casings machined at Hartech. What I didn't say at any point was, and this is to be very abundantly clear, is at no point did I say a Hartech engine rebuild cost £25,000 plus. You know, just doesn't happen. So I want to make that really clear. In actual fact, I have paid today for my work done at said engineering company. My total bill from Hartech is £6,420, including the dreaded, with another, I think it's 182 or 187 quid to have it shipped down back to Dorset on a pallet. So it's a long way away from me. So that should clear that up, okay? You know, the bottom line is the Hartech element of my rebuild, that is a cog in the wheel, okay? That doesn't mean that a Hartech engine rebuild is £25,000 plus. If you want all the pricing, check their website. As I said, it's a cog in the bigger wheel for me in terms of my rebuild, which is costing in total for everything, including while you're in their jobs, as it says on the spreadsheet, 25k plus. I've paid to Hartech to have the liners done for all of the parts I bought from Porsche Centre Bournemouth, from Heritage Parts Centre, and a couple of other like independents, bits and bobs, a couple of exhaust bits here and there. Yeah, it's about £19,000 so far, and that's I've not had any labour charges yet from Scotty at Bahnsport. I'll get that good news at the end. I also need to pay Chris at Right Tune for taking the engine out of the car in the first place. So yeah, I'm definitely going to hit there or thereabouts with the spreadsheet. I have tried to be frugal where I can. For example, the exhaust I've just bought basic stuff because I just want to get the car back together. I'm really undecided on the soundtrack of the car and I want to take a bit of time for it. So for the exhaust, for example, I've just gone super functional in order to get it back together. You know, don't expect when it's all put back up, you know, in place on that car, it's going to be all done up like a ploughman's lunch. It's just absolutely not going to be the case. The goal is to get that car back on the road if at all possible for a road trip I've got coming up with a Driven Not Hidden collective. It's the big one of the year. It remains to be seen if it's going to be the case. I'm definitely not expecting it to be done, but I'm sure as hell hoping, right? So, yeah, I've tried to be as functional and as frugal as I can because the cost is obviously astronomical and I'm not a rich YouTuber. I live in the real world. That said, I have just spent £2,000 on con rods. I love it. I've got a couple of parts as well as the con rods. They're sitting in this box. So look, let's open them. Let's have a quick look before I hopefully never see them again as they get bolted into the car. And then I've also got an extra bonus part that I definitely didn't need, but am delighted to have bought as well. Before I dig out any car parts, there is something I want to show you, and it's for those in the know, so bear with. It is the Little Irish t-shirts. They have arrived. Can I get that right? There we go. Yeah, very good. Look at that. Drawn by the just supremely talented Justice Sketch. CJ drew Little Irish years ago. I think it was during COVID, actually. Has sketched all sorts of stuff since in the Porsche industry. You've seen it everywhere, including Luftgekühlt posters. Talented chap, fairly local to me. It's a pleasure to work with you, CJ, who has done this out of his own kindness, time and generosity. Top man. Check him out on Instagram. That was the Little Irish t-shirt in Irish green. Again, for those in the know, there's also a white version. Ooh, suits you, sir. Suits you, sir. So, yeah, if you are expecting one of those, you can certainly expect it in the next week or two, okay? If you'd like to find out how you can get hold of one of those Little Irish t-shirts, drop me a DM on Instagram at 9works_Lee and I'll fill you in. Let's look at some car stuff. Oh my god, it's a box in a box in a box. It's a £2,000 game of Pass the Parcel. Okay, so yeah, look, I quite like how it's all packed. So I think I've got my address there so you can't see. So we've got these Carrera com rods, right? I need to explain in light of my recent, the comment I made just now about the £2,000 com rods. Now, why have I done that? The reality is there was a big debate on this project. Do I need to buy new com rods? Some people have said, you know, you bent your valves, not the com rods. Valves are weak, com rods are strong. I definitely get that. I definitely get that. The other thing I'm absolutely petrified about is ever doing this ever again. I don't ever want to do this again. So it's one of them, really. You know, the original com rods could be fine. I just don't want to take that risk. I do not want to take that risk. I'm too scared. So it is £2,000 for those Carrera com rods. I got them from Germany at FVD Brombacher. Were they a must? I don't know. I really don't know. But here we are. I've got them. What it does mean is, by the way, because obviously I need to claw some money back, and I don't want to resort to OnlyFans yet. I am going to auction the legendary com rods and pistons that have powered Little Irish for 181,000 miles. So if you're a believer in the merits of the 996, or you just feel sorry for me and want to chuck a few quid over, then yeah, bid when the auction goes live. But anyway, here's the Carrera rods. Bit of lube, oi oi. I probably won't make it. Da, 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 da. This isn't the microphone, is it? There we go. I don't really know what I'm supposed to show you at this point, but that's going to go in Little Irish, and hopefully I'll never ever see these again. Hopefully this is the only time I'm going to hold Comrod 1 of 6 that's going to go in Little Irish. The reason I went with Carrera is form. widely renowned. Anyway, of course, plenty of them have ended up going in 996s. I actually drove a CSR 996, belongs to Anthony, splendid chap in the Driven Not Hidden Collective. He drove my GT3, I drove his 996 CSR, and I loved it. Obviously, you're not driving it and going, whoa, the cotton rods on this bad boy. But that is a performance 996, or a 996 has been honed for performance back when RPM Technic had its CSR program. And that car now has 100,000 miles on the clock, and it still felt super strong, super powerful. I love the power delivery on it. So I'm just using that as a benchmark. You know, normally engines at that stage feeling a little bit tired. That didn't. It felt amazing. So yeah, look, these are on the way to Bahnsport. Lastly, I'd like to show you something I've bought which I really didn't need, but do you know what? You only live once. I've needed something in this project to really cheer me up. So it's a bit left field, but I have bought a folding bucket. And do you know what? It's here right now. I'll show it to you. There's my folding bucket. It's to collect all of the tears from people who are astounded and just can't believe that I'm going to go ahead and rebuild my 996 crap box. So yeah, I think it's going to fill up quickly. That's about it from me. Let's get over to Bahnsport and take a look at not only the parts I've bought, but also the cylinder heads, which I finally got back from the machine shop. All of which is coming up in part 2, dropping Easter Sunday.